Use source trees to get your biggest goal. Is it possible? It certainly is. Get ready. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't click away. If you're going to click away, it's the #1 energy blocker. If you click away, click the link and clear that #1 energy blocker. Or stay here, get through the end of the video and find out how you can use your connection to source, amplify it with trees to get clear information about your #1 goal. Don't you want that? Don't click away. If you're going to click that link. Clear that #1 blocker is going to try to pull you away from this because this is key, powerful information to get you your goals. #1 blocker is not going to want you to get there. So if you feel that pull, click that link. Otherwise, let's get going. Hello, I'm Fracka Future and welcome to the Vanguard Light. Will you be part of the Vanguard? All you have to do to be initiated into the Vanguard is clear the #1 energy blocker. Besides opening your whole life to a magical adventure, you'll also be part of the Vanguard, bringing your light to the world. So spiritual people, truth seekers, energy workers, join me. So today, now if you feel like you need to click away, like you're getting distracted, click that link below. It'll be right there in the comment of clearing that #1 energy blocker. Join the Vanguard, get the release warp gate, and massively open your life. It's what I've been working on for 17 years. You get it free. You can join the Vanguard for free, or we're going to jump in to getting your #1 goal. And the whole point of clearing that #1 blocker is to get to the end of this video, because if you do all these steps, you're going to start getting your #1 goal and getting clear information from source to get your goal. It's like, come on, that's how you get your goals, and love it, love the process. So either you're going to get this, we're going to go to the end of this video and it's going to rock, or you need to click that link and get the #1 energy blocker. Because if you just leave, hopefully there was that nagging thought of man, I just left, and what if that was all possible, what Fracka was saying? What if that was all possible? Why did I leave? Really. 10 minutes to get in your dreams, your #1 goal. I'm talking about how to dial in source and get your #1 goal. Come on, it's worth it. Let's do this. Okay, so what you need a couple of trees. Seriously, you need a couple of trees. And you need a notebook, and I'll just have my trusty squirrel throw me that notebook. Oh, he's off duty. Okay, I'm going to have to pick it off the tree. Have a notebook with a pen. With a pen, because you're going to want to write down this information that you're getting. So let's jump into it. So your #1 goal. Think, okay, what's my #1 goal? If you don't have a #1 goal, pick one now. Doesn't have to be hard. Think of something you want in your relationship, something that you want in your physical body, something that you want in your finances. It's going to be one of those top 3. Just pick one. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just say, oh yeah, I want that. Bigger the better is fine. Just say, yeah, I want that. Suspend your disbelief for a second. Choose one of them. Someone choose one. Yes, how would I get that, right? So we're going to tap into source to get that. And one of the ways we're going to do that is we're going to use trees, right? We're going to start tuning up your ability to feel energy, right? Because source is an energy, and an amazing energy, and you want to tune in to source, right? So we're going to tune up our ability to feel energy in a concrete way, i.e. trees here in the physical world. So we go into the non-physical world. But before we do that, let me ask you a question. Do you think, by raise of hands, that source probably knows what you need to do to get that goal? How many people think so? Do you think source has the answer to what you need to do to get that goal? The quickest, most efficient, most enjoyable path to get that goal? Do you think source might have an idea? Do you think source has an idea of how to get to that goal, or one even better? So that's key information there. So let's get that key information. So back to source. So source is an energy, right? There's an energy to your goals. So by using trees to concretely tune up our ability, our energy sensing ability, we can sense into our goal. We can sense in the source and sense the subtle change. Because source isn't necessarily going to be booming a voice from the heavens. It's going to send you an energy, right? And we're going to tune into it and be like, huh. And what we're going to be looking for, so you got to think your #1 goal, right? And sometimes it's just minor little tweaks that can change everything. Like, for example, My hand's here. So I'm going to put my hand here. I'm going to move my hand, let's say 4 inches over. Boom! Ha ha ha! Do you see that? That's a minor change in my hand. It completely changed this video, didn't it? Boom! I'm back. It's like that with your goals. Sometimes goals feel so big and it's so impossible. But it's a slight twist, especially when you go into the non-physical realms. Because all you need is a possible change in belief, a change in perspective, which Source could easily give you to where all of a sudden you're going to be on fire for your goal. So think your number one goal. Wouldn't you want to be on fire for it? And have that like just deep belief of like, oh, I'm going to get it. It's going to happen. Source has got me. Because when Source has got you, man, that feels good in and of itself, let alone getting that big goal that you want. So let's get into it. Are you thinking about clicking away? Have you made it this far? I hope you haven't. I hope you haven't clicked away. Because if you have, you're not seeing this, and you're not seeing the click. If you're feeling it at all, click that video. Click that number one energy blocker. Get rid of it. Not two, one. Number one energy blocker. Get rid of it. Because it's wreaking havoc in your life. So if you're at all pulled away from this video, click that link first. Get free. So we're going to go in the trees. I want you to notice when you put your hand on a tree, notice what it feels like. When I say feel, I mean actually feel, like touching it in your hand, feeling it. So you're going to feel something, like the actual physical sensation, but you're also going to feel energetically something. And you might not realize it. You might be like, I'm just feeling the tree, but you're feeling something energetic. And then when you touch the next tree, that will really awaken the difference in energy. Because they're gonna feel a little bit like surface-wise. These are kind of close, right? But energetically, they're gonna feel different. Now these two are gonna be very close energetically because they're actually the same tree. These are aspens. And what's really interesting about aspens is that like all these ones are generally the same tree because they kind of spread out their root structures and then come up. So you'll see all the ones that are the same because those leaves will change at the exact same time because it's actually one tree changing, but these are different facets of the tree. This guy and this guy, or this lady and this lady, right? And you'll still get it energetically different if you do with aspens. But if you do two completely different trees to make it easier on yourself, do that. So we're just starting to tune up here. Say, okay, I feel this, right? I feel that one. It's like, oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, that was a different signature. That was a difference. Okay, right? And just letting that be there. Just get in there, right? How many people felt something? If you didn't, go back, touch them again. It's okay. Like, and really don't pass over like the feelings in your hand of like, okay, I feel something. If you're willing, if you're thinking to click away, click that link, number one energy block, get that one. That's gonna open your, oh my gosh, that will open you to such an amazing world. It'll be awesome. But connecting to Source here, that will open you up to some amazing too. Hello, it's all about that. You know, Source has all the answers, it does. Yep, man, okay, there's a difference, right? So now we've got an energetic difference. We're tuning it up, we're getting like, okay, now I want you to think about your goal. Over here, put it over here. You're thinking like, okay, I want to get this goal, right? And now you probably can sense an energy to it, you know? It's different than the trees, right? It's like, okay, I'll sense my goal, right? And I'm gonna go back, this is super important. If you're not able to pay attention to this and you're starting to like drift, click that link about the number one energy blocker. It doesn't want you to have this info because I'm giving you some step-by-step ways. Depending on where you are on sensing energy, that's going to get you tuning into Source to connect to your goal, your number one goal, to get it and get clear info. I mean, this is big deal stuff. So if you're not able to hear it, you're wanting to drift off, click that number one energy blocker. We'll get that happen and it opens a whole entirely big new world. Just like this will. So let's go back. We're connecting to that goal, right? We're kind of able to sense it different. Before we started this video, now we're kind of like, I kind of can feel that thing, right? We'll go back to a tree. That one obviously feels different than my goal. That one feels different than my goal, but also different than that tree. Because those are supposedly the same, but they're not. The tree. Okay. And I got my feeling for my goal. Now I'm going to connect to Source, right? Source of all things. Be like, whoa, okay. And this is helping frame, because now we're going to say, because if you asked somebody that knows everything about woodworking, right? Say you had a woodworking project, you wanted to build a canoe, right? And you know somebody is a master carver, knows everything about it, right? And you go and ask them, you know, how do I build this canoe? They could probably tell you, right? But if you knew you wanted to ask the master builder, but you weren't really sure, didn't quite dial into who that person was, and maybe we were going to call them up and you called somebody else's phone number and you asked the guy that designed subways and say, hey, how do you build that canoe? You're probably not going to get the answer you're looking for. So that's why we're dialing in the goal. Or if you called up the master builder and said, yeah, how do I clean my bathtub? You probably wouldn't get good answers on how to build a canoe. Does it make sense? It's about getting clear of like, okay, get clear source energy, get clear of your goals energy, tune up your ability with something concrete to be able to start doing that, to start seeing the nuances, the differences, so you can get a clear answer and a clear question. So you can clearly say, I want to know about my goal, not about the Aspen. So if you're thinking about clicking away, you're getting tired, you're getting confused, click that link, because that #1 energy blocker does not want you to have this info. Because we're talking about your #1 goal. We're talking about source, and we're talking about hooking those two up and open you up to a magical life. Think about that. Do you think your internal blockers want that? No. So if they're thinking, oh, let's go click on a cat video, not the time. Let's get the juice. Or click on clearing that #1 blocker. Feel fantastic, and then go watch the cat video. Boom, it's a win-win. So, let's get concrete. Feel that aspen, yeah. Feel the other tree. Even the temperature, if it feels different, it's fine. I mean, it's not a different temperature out here. It's like, okay. Man, okay, they really do feel different. Okay, get that. Like, just let yourself trust it. It's like, yeah, they feel different. They feel different. My goal, that feels different. Source feels amazingly different. And then you just take that like, hey, source, and you feel that energy. I would like some clear answers about my goal. What's one step, one thing that I need to do towards that goal to have it realized, to better enjoy it? You know, please guide me. Just have that openness of please guide me. And just take a moment to notice what comes in. Please guide me. Now I got an answer. And just let's trust whatever was said. Go pick up that squirrel notebook, right? And with me, we're doing it right here, right now. I wasn't playing around. I asked about my big goal. Even if you don't understand what you got, just write that down. Because you're tuning that up. You know, because now you dialed it in here physically, right? You've probably never done this before. To actually, you know, touch a couple trees, feel the energy difference, and then feel how it's different from the energy of your goal. Because your goal is not here. It's not physical. It's not a reality. It's not like a tree. It's a thing. It's a energy out in the non-physical. But you got a better sense of that, right? And then using kind of, oh, I'm going to sense energy, you got a sense of source. Most likely it was extremely expansive, right? You got a sense of source, not all of source, a sense of it, right? And then made a request to source, to the correct phone number, so to speak, about your correct goal. And then you got some info. Something came in. You got an energy transmission. And maybe it wasn't perfectly translated properly. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But you got something in. You're starting that process. And you can repeat this again. Keep getting more and more answers, right? But you got something. You connected to source in a much more profound way. And you made it to the end of this video. Or you clicked on that link and you cleared that #1 energy blocker, because it is that important. It's super is that important. It's not a joke. It is free. You'll get to release Warp Gate. It allows you to do 10 hours or more of energy work unconsciously. You don't even have to be doing it. You just set it up and it runs, and it massively clears out these blockers in the non-physical, which better lets you connect to your goals, connect to source, sense energies, and sense the transmission. Sense what God is sending you. Because God's got all the answers. It's exactly what you want in the best way. And the better you're able to pull that in, now you got a concrete way to dial that in. And I say, come back, do it again, do it again. This is a nice physical way to start feeling energy. Because you're multi-dimensional. You're also three-dimensional. Three-dimensional, but it's also got an energy signature. makes it really easy to feel the difference between these two, which then makes it easy to feel, oh, my goal, source, and putting them all together. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you made it to the end of this video. I hope you clicked that link. Whether you made it to the end of this video and you're doing this and you feel fired up, right? And you're about to go click that cat video. Before you do, click that #1 energy block. Get that too. Get a double win. Until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.